Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everybody.
Like last time, first of all, we're back with part 11 of our Rayman Let's Play.
That we are.
And second of all, like last time, there is somebody mowing the lawn, so if that comes up, we apologize. We're trying to block it out.
Yes.
With the vocal shield, but
As best as we can, and we did adjust it again.
yeah.
That is a concern that we both have, is how well and how clear the audio is in... Something wrong?
What? Oh, it seems like we're getting feedback again. Unless that's this. It's okay, keep going. I'll have to test it again, and I'll have to try to find out what's going on. So sorry if we have some audio problems in general. On our last Pokemon part, you probably noticed we had some issues as well. But I'm hoping you didn't notice too much, because I'm hoping I was able to get rid of it in post. It's just being very finicky. We've had problems with cords in general and them being finicky. Such is life when you're recording on real equipment.
Right.
And not just in front of your PC with an emulator.
Oh.
Again, no judgment. I get it.
Sure killed me.
We might have to do that if a game is like insanely expensive, but I'm hoping we never have to do that.
Me neither.
Because it just morally feels better to...
Well, yeah, because we're actually owning the material as opposed to...
Yeah, it's nice to own your games, yes.
Hoping that the person who got the game into a digital file got it legitimately and not...
Yeah, and that's the problem, you never know.
Because they get testy about...
Right. Okay, well we handled that better than last time.
Yeah. Ah.
Oh.
There we go.
Whoops.
And I got killed right when I got the crate. Ah, cool! I got it. Well, I didn't grab the hook thing, but
yeah,
I at least got all the blue things. Now,
yeah.
If only I knew how to get that crate down there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
Allergies are a bit upset at the moment.
Yeah. So now I know what was really killing me were those spikes on the ceiling.
Yeah. Yup.
Ah, so that thing spawns when you... Oh! That's how you do it.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Well, that one's happy. So, there must be a way for me to get up there.
Yeah.
I wonder.
As you can see, we activated the lives cheat again because we were running low.
Yes, and in the last part that you saw, no matter how much we tried, we could not get past that level with 22 lives.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I remember there was a cloud here. How far will this take me?
Yeah, I think it's grass pollen because he's out there cutting the grass.
Ah!
Because I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I can't breathe out of my nose. What? And my eyes are watering. Yeah, it's grass pollen.
So that's what's causing you.
Yeah, because you noticed it too, right? I just all of
Yeah.
a sudden was like,
And it might be mildly affecting me as well, but it's not.
yeah. They were both like, "Ooh." Yeah, even though it's early summer, the allergies are more like late spring crap.
I remember having some of the worst nights when I was a child in springtime because of, like, so bad that my throat was barely open
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
when I was a small child. And I now know that was probably because of the pollen and the grass.
Yeah, and it's weird. I'm like the opposite, where like I didn't have this problem as a child.
Wow.
I briefly, like when I was in elementary school, had this issue where I got sick all the time, and then I did get surgery where they opened up my sinuses, and then I was fine. Like I didn't have seasonal allergies. It wasn't until I was in my 20s and I came back from Japan, all of a sudden I just got really bad seasonal allergies. Yeah. And now it's like to the point where it's almost all the time. It's almost chronic allergies. Where it just, there are times where it's worse and times where it's better, but it's never... I can't think of the time I've ever had like a completely clear nose anymore. So, you guys probably notice I have a nasally sounding voice. That's part of the reason I like chronically have crappy nose. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I had been to Japan multiple times, and I lived there really, like, usually about 10 months at a time, actually. So, I don't know if it would have been different if I had just stayed in Japan and not gone home in between. If it was the going home in between where like my immune system just could not properly adjust to the pollen in either country. I don't know.
I don't know.
And I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like I had stayed in Japan for a few years, if I would have like adjusted and not had any allergy issues, or if I had been here and not gone back to Japan, if I would have gotten the allergies under control. But guys, I've been here for 6 years without going back to Japan, and my allergies have only gotten worse, so I don't know what to make of it. Other than I have crappy doctors, or had crappy doctors.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not allergic to cats.
Yeah.
Obviously. So yeah, I don't know.
Me neither.
Yeah. I know that because of climate change, the pollen's been consistently worse year after year, so that could be part of it too.
Yeah.
You know, the thing we like to pretend doesn't happen. And that's not me getting political. This is just about the environment. The environment has changed. And not for the better.
No, it has not.
Because pollutants.
Yeah, that's what dealing with climate change is all
Yeah.
and global warming is all about is how much pollutants that we allow.
Yeah, and I hate that they make it a political issue, because this is not politics. This is the environment. This is the world we live in.
And they do that to undo,
Yeah.
to reverse progress.
Right. And that statement got a little bit political, so we apologize. Yeah, but anyway. Yes, regardless, taking care of... anyway, that contributes. And sometimes I worry that some members of my family are in worse shape because of the environment. Like my mom, who seems to have a chronic cough that sometimes will be better. And like, you know, she's not sick or anything. She just has a chronic cough and like dry voice, and I worry about that sometimes. But
Yes.
And yet, supposedly, like last year, there are fires in Canada now. So if you are in that area, please stay safe.
Yes, please
But
stay safe.
because of that, there are like, as far as I know, it hasn't gotten like really bad here like it was last year. But there are some states where it's really bad and there's a lot of smoke. And because of that, we did get an air quality alert here the last few days, even though we don't have the smoke so far. Knock on wood. I don't know if it'll come this way or not. But if you are in any of those states, please stay safe as well.
Right.
I had a family member who had asthma.
Oops. Well, I guess I could save.
So that kind of situation was extremely dangerous for her. So
Yes.
if you have asthma, stay safe. Bring your emergency inhaler just in case.
Yes. Still not sure how to conquer that level, but I guess I could try the other one.
Okay. We'll give it a try.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're having a good time, a pretty good go. In about 2 weeks, we will be going to Too Many Games, which
Yeah.
will be fun.
We will.
We're hoping to get some good video game haul.
Yeah.
I mean, at the other convention,
Yeah.
we went to the dealer's room both days, and even though we went to the same vendors, we got more stuff
Yeah.
the next day. So we definitely plan to do that again, because we ended up, finding stuff we overlooked. And I think in the case of that one vendor, he actually added some stuff to fill in, the
booklet.
The booklet, yeah, where I guess a lot of people bought the stuff, so he just put more stuff in its place so that he wouldn't look like he didn't have stuff.
True.
Yeah.
And you can't go wrong when you buy the disc.
Yes, and I bought a game that I had wanted for the longest time. I think we decided, 12 or more years?
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Right. Yes.
Really close to 20 years.
Yeah.
Yikes. But anyway, yeah, so I was really excited about that. Because it was a game I had played the demo for. And then when I actually went to look for the game, I couldn't find it anywhere. And, you know, with the retro game boom, then I was looking for it, and it was insanely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But he had it, and it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Like, he made me nervous at first, because he's like, oh, that one's a bit more. And I was like, oh, here we go. But then he gave me a price that was reasonable.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, it's, you know, not in brand new shape. And it was just the disc and the booklet, so he gave us a good price.
He did.
Because I'm not super picky about that. I don't need to get all of my games in the original cases, you know, like brand new, as long as they work. And that's what I asked him. You know, I always ask, well, does it work? When they're like, oh, well, it's not in the best shape, it's like, does it work? Because that's all I care about. If it is so scratched up that it barely plays, or, you know, like you saw with our copy of Tekken 2, that it's like skipping, then it's a bit of an issue. But
yeah, eventually I should get another copy of Tekken 2 just to.
And the insane thing is that is our second copy of Tekken 2, because the first one we got wouldn't even play. Remember, we exchanged it.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So somebody's there. I'm hoping it's just because they played it a lot, and it's just wear and tear of it was played a lot. And I hope it's that case and not the case of they took really bad care of the game.
Yeah. Itch on my ear.
That's okay. We'll have to look into... I'll talk to you about it off screen, just in case.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so, and that vendor is coming back for Too Many Games, he told us. And he said, I have a completely different selection that I'll have with me there. So we're like, yeah, we're definitely going to come.
Yeah.
Because we've been adding more to our list, our never-ending wish list, that I haven't put up online yet, but I will eventually. Especially like
fudge.
Especially the more expensive stuff.
Yes.
And you know, eventually I'll try to set up something where I'll eventually try to figure out a Ko-fi. I just haven't yet, because I have to think of perks. You just haven't come up with them yet. But with the wish list, I'll have to see. I think there might be a way where you can either you know, have fans get the game itself, or, you know, or the thing on the wish list itself. I think there might be options where you could donate. I'm gonna look into that, because I would like to have that set up where, you know, because obviously not many of you are gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll just buy this $200 game for you.
Of course.
But
I'd be shocked if you do that.
Yeah, but if we set up a thing where, you know, you could donate what you can, like even just $1.
Fudge!
If 200 people donate $1, then all of a sudden we can get that $200 game.
Yeah.
Cries in wanting obscure game that is hard to come by.
Yeah.
So it's $200 to $400. No, but I want it so bad.
Yeah, I know.
The pain of having a special interest in a show that...
Oh, yes, that game. Yeah.
But yeah, there are plenty of games that don't fall under that category that are 200 plus.
Well, I too am price gate kept out of expressing my inner feline, so...
yeah.
Yeah, that's a clue for you all.
If we want to buy that game, I'm going to give you a really easy one. If you know us at all, or if you even know the show. If you don't know the show, you won't get it. But if we want to buy that game, we're going to have to do something really radical.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That's like what the guy at that one event was calling a spoon. Like when they give an obvious clue that he said, I want you guys to say spoon. Because the objective was to guess the anime by bad descriptions / roast descriptions.
Yes.
But if he said something obvious to the person guessing, we were supposed to say spoon because we were like spoon feeding it to the person.
Yes.
So that's what that is.
Yeah. I was not going to get... What was it? Demon Slayer?
Yeah, because it's like, even if it's popular, if it's a show you didn't watch, obviously you're not going to get it. That's why I'm like, well, I'm glad they had some classic stuff too, because I'm not following any of the current stuff.
Yes.
So I would have to guess just based on my impressions of the very little bits I know, or from like people that I've heard talking about it who like it.
Yes.
With Demon Slayer, I probably would have been able to guess when he mentioned the sister. I didn't know about the box thing, but I knew that the main character's sister played a large part of the plot, so that probably would have caused me to be able to guess it if I had personally been the one guessing. But,
oh, crab. I see.
But I think that was like, wasn't that the third clue anyway? So,
punishing your... Did he say punish your sibling?
By putting her in a box or something like that.
I missed the her part.
Yeah.
And I would not know that the young lady with the bamboo...
was his sister.
Thing in the mouth was her sister, right? Was their sister.
Yeah.
I just thought she was some random yokai whose thing was to put a bamboo thing in her mouth.
Thought she was a yokai. We apologize to fans of
Sorry, everybody. I know I'm out of date and out of touch with
it's all good.
most anime.
Yeah, I don't know much about her other than she was everywhere.
Yes.
And I know she's the sister because a friend of mine online has seen Demon Slayer
I see.
mentioned that character is the sister, so
I see.
Just going off of little tiny pieces that I learned just from being around.
Of course.
I wouldn't have known, and frankly, he did not sell that show very well for me when he said the villain is Michael Jackson.
I'm like, Michael Jackson is in this, because I confess the only character that had anything that resembled MJ was that one brief villain in One Piece.
Yeah, that's the only one I know about, and I was kind of offended by that guy, so...
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I know... And I didn't even watch the episode, I was just offended that he existed.
Off One Piece?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. From what I saw of... 4Kids' dub of One Piece, it was like very early in the show's
Yeah.
So
Which the early show had some problematic things that
yeah.
the person who wrote One Piece, I will give him credit. He did learn from the backlash and seemed to make changes for the better later on, from what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like a, oh, you're offended by it and I don't care type of thing.
Yeah.
So kudos there for that guy. Sorry, I don't know the name of the mangaka for One Piece, honestly.
Me neither. I imagine we will find out as soon as Shonen, the guy's history of Shonen Jump gets to
One Piece. Oh God, no,
the end of the 90s and forever after then. So
I'm knowing that guy's obsession. I'm worried he'll like most of the video will be about One Piece once he gets to the.
What, are we talking
Piece.
like a 2-hour video and 90% of it is One Piece?
2 hours and an hour and a half is One Piece. And he... I don't know. I'm iffy about that person anyway because he considers any and all fan service ecchi. Which I'm like, okay.
Yes, our little reviewer from Wales?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've already forgot where he's from, but...
That's okay.
Yeah, there's this person we're watching. Very good videos.
Yeah.
Where they're covering the history of Shonen Jump. Very good, very entertaining. Don't let our nitpicking deter you.
Right.
We
love his stuff because he's giving us a view of Shonen Jump, which we don't really have access to.
Yeah,
but at the same token,
yeah,
we noticed and observed some things about his videos that
we noticed his biases.
Yeah,
he tends to give a little too much attention to his faves.
Yes.
And I just kind of wish he would give equal attention to everyone.
Right. The first warning sign was one of our faves.
Yes, where I'm like, okay, why don't you do that extensive of a review about the other ones? But before that, he was extensively talking about one that neither Connor and I have watched yet that people obsessively like, so we were a little bit annoyed.
Right.
And I won't name what it is, because
Me neither.
I don't want the fans of that coming after me.
Right.
But
suffice it to say, we love his work and his research. And
Yeah.
I wish him the best and wish him to keep going forward with his look at Shonen Jump.
But anyway, back to the One Piece thing. Didn't 4Kids make that character worse? Didn't they make an unfortunate edit?
Yes.
That is
4Kids,
ironic considering who it is.
Yes, 4Kids did make a few unfortunate edits that rightfully got 4Kids in deep water and deep doo-doos.
I mean, with that character especially.
Yes.
I'm remembering correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so 4Kids made it even more insensitive.
Yeah.
Basically, with their edits.
Yeah. It's not just their other favorite thing to do, which was to erase the dimensions of breast lines and
Oh my God!
give women a inflated chest.
There is no cleavage at all.
Yeah. They just have masculine chests that are weirdly shaped.
And weirdly soft in one area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what would have been better if they were that offended would just be to just airbrush a regular shirt on. That probably would... It would
make
still,
the shirt longer.
It would still look meh, but it would at least...
Yeah.
you know what? Thinking about it, that's what they did with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Holy crap, you're right.
Like, literally, with Harpy Lady.
Yes.
And with Succubus Knight. So it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, what am I saying? They even did that with a character in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a scene where you have, symbolically, you see Atom, or Yami Yugi, sinking into this water. In the original Japanese, he is naked. 4Kids gave him a very long shirt. Sorry, it's just hilarious to me. And I guess since the scene is quick, you know, most kids didn't realize that it was clearly, you know, put on hastily.
At least Cartoon Network gave Ryoko a bikini.
They could have just given him like swim trunks or something.
Yeah,
because he was in water. Oh, he's just taking a depressing swim, you know.
Yeah, everybody swims in quadruple extra large T-shirts.
Yeah. No, I meant they could have done swim trunks and not gone with a shirt, but.
Right, exactly. That's what I was joking at.
Right. Oh, man. And I'm like, this is no big deal. There are movies that they will show on TV where you will see the actor naked behind. So I'm like...
Yeah.
I'm like...
Not to mention...
And we're going to try again until we lose, because I know we're past the 30-minute mark, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, what were you saying? Ow. I bit my lip.
Oh, crab.
It's because I bit it earlier in the week, so now it's just too easy to bite again. You know how that goes. It gets swollen, you keep biting it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I know, and it gives me flashbacks.
What were you saying before?
Something about... What was I saying before?
We were talking about how on live TV you can see naked butts.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah. And that's okay. So it's a little hypocritical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen guys with bare chests, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I've seen Speedos.
Uh-huh.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting how that is. Because with Speedos, you kind of can notice a little more than you might be wanting to.
Yeah.
Yay!
Finally, it took me the whole episode.
Right. Or at least a very large portion of it. Oh.
This episode. I mean, this level.
Well, we're going till we die.
Yep, which will probably be rather quick.
Okay, well,
have a great time,
over.
everyone. Yep.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
See you too, everyone.